11 Giants. Can I go first with? I'm gonna go first.
Yeah, you go first. You go first.
I got them taking Devontae Smith.
Oh, let's go! I had them taking Devontae Smith as well.
All right, perfect. I mean, here's the one knack that people will say is his height, right? 5'7". He's small. He's gonna struggle against big boys, right?
Yep.
Which, I mean, sure, he probably is not going to be the best receiver after this first year because he's still adjusting to it. He's not playing for Nick Saban in Alabama.
Nope.
He gets to play for a shitty Giants team with. I think this is the peak of Daniel Jones's career that we're seeing right here.
If this isn't his season, then he's never gonna have a season.
Yeah, so pretty much at least help out Jones. Like if Jones is your guy, if he's your quarterback of the future, give him a little support, and that's why I went with the Heisman winner, Devontae.
Yep, I love that pick because I see the same thing. He has Golladay, but you can't just rely on Golladay, Shepard, and
John Ross. Don't disrespect John Ross.
Oh my God, epic kick returner, John Ross. Yeah, no, Devontae Smith going to the Giants makes as much sense as the top 3 picks of quarterbacks.
Yes.
It's just going to help out Daniel Jones, and that's what he needs.
The Giants would be very stupid not to take a wide. If things have played out the way at least you and I have thought, if they don't take one of those Alabama receivers with that pick, you are dumb. Gettleman can be fired tomorrow. I think you're really making a mistake. But knowing
if Slater falls to them, maybe Slater. That's my one exception.
Sure, but I mean, if you're
because of Chase Young being in that same division.
But if you're taking, I'm going through my list. If you're taking Rashad Bateman, who I have going later on in the first round. If you take a guy 10 picks after 10 picks earlier than he should go, then there's going to be hell to pay.
Yeah, you're making a very Bears pick right there, okay?
Yes. Yes, you are. Number 12, Philadelphia Eagles. I'll let you have this one since I took the last one.
This one might cause some drama, but
okay.
If the Eagles coach is willing to come out and say that Jalen Hurts isn't the starter, I don't know what his mindset is in, and apparently he plays rock, paper, scissors to see how much competitiveness their players have. It just kind of all speaks like they're wanting a quarterback, and Trey Lance is right in their feet. They're going to choose Trey Lance.
Okay.
Because I'm sorry, but I don't see Joe Flacco really making a statement in Philadelphia.
I don't either. And I don't actually mind Hurts. Definitely Doug Peterson definitely in week 6, 7, whenever they played San Francisco in that primetime game last year, that was definitely I got get me the fuck out of here vibes. Doug Peterson, I don't want to be here anymore. Please get me out of this job. I hate this type vibes. From the head coach of the former Super Bowl winning team. I don't know. I don't think they would trade up for a quarterback.
That's the thing. They didn't even have to trade up. Lance just fell to them in my position.
Yeah, I don't think they're going out of their way to get a quarterback. I think if there's a quarterback there, they'll take him.
Yeah.
I mean, Lance makes a lot of sense because Lance is kind of similar to Hurts.
And even Wentz too.
And even
big
Wentz.
Arm. Yeah, rushing.
But by the way, I don't know how many people actually know this. I very much slept on Jalen Hurts. I was not a Hurts guy. I didn't see it. When he was at Alabama and he was throwing for 126 yards and 10 completions, I'm like, this guy is not NFL ready. This guy can't make it to the next level. And then he went to Oklahoma where he threw for 4,000 yards. And then he's, looked fine with Philadelphia.
For the most part.
So, I mean, I definitely slept on Jalen Hurts. I went with Jalen Waddle as the Eagles pick at 12 because they're top 4 wide receivers. Travis
are a joke.
Yeah, Greg Ward Jr., who is third on the Eagles depth chart, played quarterback for the University of Houston in college. Like, that's insane. The fact that you can't figure out wide receiver that badly, that a converted quarterback in college is now your third best wide receiver. So that's why I went with Waddle. He's fast. He's got speed to burn. Some people compare him to Tyreek Hill. I don't know if anybody's like Tyreek Hill because that offensive scheme is just insane. I also don't think, what's the Eagles coach, Nick Sirianni?
Yeah, Sirianni, the joke of a quarterback.
I don't think he's what he said, something ridiculous or something stupid in his opening press con. I can't remember what it was. It was just something dumb, and it's like, you should not be an NFL head coach. Very much Freddie Kitchen vibes from Nick Sirianni in Philadelphia. Like, this guy's not a coach. This guy shouldn't be here. But I got Waddle. I got another wide receiver for the Eagles. Somebody to help.
Jalen to Jalen. I like it.
Jalen to Jalen. A little bit of the Alabama connection.
Yeah, a little bit.
So I got Waddle going to the Eagles at 12.
Nice. All right.
13, LA Chargers, who are on the rise. Also a wild card playoff.
Yeah, very could be.
Dark horse. I'll let you go first on the Chargers. Who do you got with the?
Well, clearly offensive line was an issue, and since Slater isn't there and Sewell isn't there, you got to go with the next best guy, which is probably Christian Darrisaw. You know, you could also go with Weatherhead from Oklahoma, but I think Darrisaw kind of has a little bit more. What's to say? Like, he just seems more NFL ready in my eyes.
Sure. I mean, my thing with Darrisaw is that watching him, like, the dude's talented. He's like a brute almost at playing for Virginia Tech. He relied a little bit on his talent, a bit too much, it felt like, sometimes just watching him. I mean, not like, didn't always give 100%. I don't know if the NFL will change that, and being with a star quarterback like Herbert and being on a competitive team like the Chargers, maybe that changes. I don't hate the pick. I think that makes sense because that team has struggled. We talked about the injury on the O-line with the Cowboys. That team has struggled with offensive line problems for like Phillip Rivers and beyond years.
Yeah, maybe all the way back to Drew Brees.
Yeah. Probably all the way back to Dan Fouts, if we're being honest, in terms of trying to find a decent O-line for the fucking Chargers. I went with Patrick Surtain.
Okay.
As a cornerback. I mean, they could go, like, they also need an O-line too. Like, they need O-line and corner. Like, Darrisaw makes sense too. I just went with Surtain because he seems like Surtain. He just seems like the Jalen Ramsey, old Richard Sherman shutdown press man corner.
Shutdown, yeah.
That teams are looking for. And when you got Tyreek Hill, when you got Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs, the tight end. Maybe you want to put him on a tight end.
Darren Waller, he can definitely cover that.
Sure, like that dude. I think he could give fits to opposing team receivers. Another Alabama pick.
Alabama making their way known into this draft right now. Yeah,
that Crimson Tide team that won the championship it's a pretty good team, believe it or not. So I'm going Surtain at 13 to the Chargers, help improve their secondary. Kind of like what you were saying with Morang to Denver, kind of just
Denver.
To improve their secondary, improve that back end type.
That back end, yeah.
So that's what I got for the Chargers. 14 with the Vikings, I took Darrisaw. I think he fits, their left tackle. I think the Vikings just use him to automatically fill their left tackle spot.
There's little needs there.
Mauler, he's a brute, beast. And I know Minnesota likes to run the ball with Dalvin Cook, so why not?
So they definitely need that.
So why not get Darrisaw at 14 and just plug and play?
Yeah, no, and that was one of the two positions that I thought the Vikings could go for. I was thinking about corner, but their corners are decent. Their back end is decent with Harris leading that. So I thought about linebacker because I know Anthony Barr was injured last year, but he's also getting kind of old. And Kendrick's also getting kind of old. So this is where I have Parsons.
Oh. Ooh.
And I think Parsons would fit really good because it's kind of close to Minnesota, Pennsylvania. So I think it just fits for the team and for him.
It would kind of give them I don't know if a spark is the right word, because I mean Justin Jefferson kind of gave them that spark or that energy last year,
definitely.
but it could give them a spark defensively. Like, I think it makes a lot of sense on defense to have Parsons there. I mean, fuck, he could be a great edge rusher. He could play in the middle too. Fuck, that's a good pick.
Play anywhere.
Could play anywhere. That's a great pick.
I like Darisaw for the Vikings too, just because of how much they use Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, so I mean, both of our picks I think make a lot of sense for Minnesota.
I think they would. Yeah, I can definitely see either of those two going. Or even, I know in my other draft, what I did with Jev, I had, I think it was Surtain going to the Vikings as well. Yeah. To kind of learn from Pat Pete.
That's gonna be really fascinating to see how that goes with Peterson.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Pat Pete on a different team.
So New England, then, at least I had New England at 15. You have Carolina now at 15.
Yeah.
So we can pretty much speed it up a little bit here. But who do you have Carolina 15?
Panthers, give me a linebacker, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah.
Ooh.
Yeah, no, the Panthers again. The linebacker Luke Kuechly's gone, and they just drafted Derek Brown last year for the defensive line. They got to keep going defense in my eyes, because that's one way to definitely lock down the NFC South, which is I feel it more offensive heavy presence.
Koramoah, Notre Dame. I'm a Notre Dame fan, by the way. That's kind of my college team.
Oh, okay.
I like Notre Dame. I like the independent, type way. Their quarterback Ian Book. His first name's Ian, so there's kind of a.
You just gotta love them then.
You gotta support the Ians. But there are some people who are saying Koramoah could be like the best linebacker in this draft.
He could. And he very well could.
And it's very interesting because he's not quite your typical linebacker like how you see in the NFL and where he's setting up or where he's, lining up. But that dude, he makes sense on Carolina and how they like to play, defensively. And
and just the way Kuechly made that force in the NFC South. That's why I could see, Koramoah doing that.
That's a good pick. I like that pick. So that's basically because you had the trade earlier, so you got Koramoah going to Carolina. That's a really good pick. I got J.C. Horn going to New England, cornerback out of South Carolina.
Okay.
Now I don't know. This is also me kind of just picking a guy who I think would do really well in New England. Excellent pass corner, can replace Gilmore if Gilmore leaves.
Yeah, if Gilmore leaves.
He's got great ball recognition, great awareness. He's kind of like Surtain, a little bit handsy, will get called for a few penalties here and there. I don't know. I could see, Belichick going young with the J.C. Jackson, J.C. Horn cornerback duo if they don't bring Gilmore back.
Yeah.
I got Horn 15.
Yeah, no, I like that pick too.
16 Arizona. Who do you got for the Cards?
I got the replacement for Pat Pete. Give me Caleb Farley.
Ooh.
Yeah, I heard could be the best corner in this draft, in my opinion.
He's got health problems, though, I've heard. That's the word on him, is that he's got some back health issues.
But honestly, I hate when that is a deciding factor if a player should play or not, because you could choose any star player and then they just get injured. Everyone has the same injury risk, in my eyes at least. And if I'm just looking on pure talent, Caleb Farley's a really good cornerback here. All
right, I don't mind that. I got Christian Barmore going to Arizona, the defensive interior player.
Okay.
He kind of learned with Watt. He can be a force inside, and I mean, decent pass rusher, decent run blocker, or cog in the middle, not a run blocker. Pass rusher can be a run cog, guy in the line
he
who
can
just
be
disrupts.
in there.
He just disrupts and just is a pain in the ass to play against. And
I
he's
agree.
another Alabama guy. So there you go.
There you go.
When in doubt, draft Alabama. 17, Las Vegas Raiders.
I have Azeez Ojulari.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, playing off the edge because I don't know if anyone actually stands out on the Vegas Raiders other than that white guy.
Max Crosby.
Yes, Crosby.
He's got 2 X's with Max, which is like definitely, you can definitely tell he's like this generation of kids because like the parents are just throwing an extra letter in there when
I was about to say really giving off the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 name vibes.
That's great. Good pick. I got Greg Newsome, cornerback, Northwestern.
Wow. Okay, really going deep with the cornerbacks here.
I'm going corners with Newsome. Here's the thing. I don't know what the fuck Gruden and the Raiders are doing. And I don't know that they know what they're doing. So maybe if, like, 2 of the last 4 picks are corners, then Gruden's like, well, shit, guys, maybe we got to get a corner. We got a lot of receivers in here. He's just chewing his gum, and he's just like, yeah, we'll get a corner. And it's just like,
gotta get their shit going mentally there.
I don't know what the fuck they're doing. Like, this is like, at least last year when they were like playing Kansas City, they at least had a plan, right? Like, they run the ball, Carr throws every once in a while, and it's usually pretty safe passes. Jonathan Abram is a great safety.
It's a great safety.
Their defense is actually low-key was fairly good. I mean, they got decent edge rushers and Crosby.
Very low-key.
I mean, their linebackers, Nick Kwiatkowski is like a really good linebacker. Like, the pieces were there, and then it just seemed like they were ripping out some of their pieces this year. And I don't know. It just seems like with the Raiders, it's like 1 step forward, 2 steps back. That's more of my Gruden Raiders. Like,
yeah, no, exactly. When the whole world wants the Vegas Raiders, when the whole world wants the Raiders to do good,
yes,
that's when you bet against them. Okay.
yes, that's when, like, oh wow, this team's really, like, they won 2 straight games. They're really making progress. It's just like sell all your stuff.
I don't care if they're playing the Jets. They almost lost to the fucking Jets. Okay.
Yeah, it shouldn't have been that close.
They should have lost to the Jets. Yes.
Yes.
You put Robert Saleh in that position instead of fucking Adam Gase. And holy shit, man! The Jets have the number 1 overall pick, just like that.
18, Miami Dolphins, their second pick in the first round. I'll go here. I got Elijah Vera Tucker, tackle, USC. I think there's the tackle position that Miami – there's the tackle player that Miami uses to, help with Tua and give his protection. You went early with the tackle. I went a bit later on.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's perfectly fine, too. I like Vera Tucker as well.
So I mean, he looks like a really good guy, especially coming from USC, where they actually ran it a bit more. So, I mean, that's why I'm going with Vera Tucker. 18 to Miami at their tackle position there. Who do you got?
Well, just like you kind of went with like a sort of an air raid sort of help. I didn't go tight end, obviously, but I put Jalen Waddle.
Ooh.
Yeah,
okay.
Speedster for Tua, get him that other. I wouldn't say Devontae Parker-esque because Devontae Parker's not really that fast anymore. Kind of lost his step, but
I'm gonna say Deshaun Jackson, kinda.
Yeah, exactly. I'd say Deshaun Jackson in that way.
So that's a good pick. I like that pick. I mean, I'd be surprised if Waddle goes that low in the draft. Like,
I could definitely see him. That's the issue.
Like, I'd be surprised if any of those wide receivers aren't picked by 15. I don't know if anybody trades up to take
I wouldn't say anyone would trade up.
But, I mean, it might be like the Dallas situation last year with CeeDee Lamb, where Lamb just dropped for whatever reason, and then he just fell to the Cowboys' lap at 18, I think it was, or
something like that. Yeah,
like he just went a lot further down than people thought, and that could be like a Waddle thing. Maybe Devontae Smith too at 5'7". People might be afraid of the height, and either of those guys could drop. So I like that pick. There's the pass catching help for Tua in Miami.
Yeah, No, we kind of had like the same idea, just a little bit late. So
the roles are reversed essentially.
exactly, yeah.
19 Washington football team taking at
Well,
19.
get fucking either Taylor Heineke or Fitzmagic some help other than just Scary Terry. Put Terrace Marshall Jr. right across from him.
All right. Yeah, no, that team is definitely a team on the rise. The team that's definitely
100%.
got the pieces there. And Ron Rivera is a really smart coach, really knowledgeable coach.
Very offensive minded in that way.
Yeah, so I could see that happening. Washington's, I think, in a really good spot too. Like I think Miami and Washington are in a really good spot of kind of just
where they're drafting.
Yeah, just doing whatever they want, doing whatever they can. I went with Carmela, the Notre Dame linebacker.
Okay.
Because I just figured that the Ron Rivera type pick.
Might as well just keep going defense, right?
I mean, just add to the defense, get another. Again, it might be like who's the best player available, and who knows? Maybe Waddle falls all the way down to 18, or Devontae Smith, or somebody drops all the way down to 18th, or 19th, and there's a wide receiver there instead of maybe reaching up for one. But I got Cremoa going to Washington. He played for Notre Dame. God damn it. What are we doing here, Ian? Number 20, Chicago Bears. Who do you got with the Bears going to Chicago?
Well,
what poor soul is going to be going to Chicago?
Oh God, I feel bad. But just because it looks like they're getting rid of who is it? Is it Anthony Miller or is it
Allen Robinson? I think is who it is.
Oh, Allen Robinson's staying for one more year.
Yeah, you got franchise.
Yeah, I got the franchise tag, but apparently, I think they are looking to trade Anthony Miller. So
possibly.
So I have the Bears sticking with the receiver because it looks like that's what they're going to need. I have Rashad Bateman going to the Bears.
I also have Rashad Bateman going to the Bears.
Let's go. See, it just kind of makes sense.
Some poor wide receiver who is getting thrusted into whatever the hell that offense is on a given basis, week after week. I guess Andy Dalton is an upgrade over money Mitch Trubisky. I
don't. Would you call it an upgrade?
It feels very much like a wash. It feels very much like what Trubisky will be in 10 years from now.
Yeah, that's exactly how I think I see it too.
It's very much like you just accelerated the Mitch process 10 years down the road, and he just became ginger all of a sudden.
I was just going to say, and he became a ginger, so how much better could it get?
So I got Bateman going 20 to Chicago. You got Bateman going 20 to Chicago. R.I.P. anybody
fall on that the same.
I was gonna say R.I.P. to anybody going to the Bears in this year.